Hey, this is Pastor Mike. Thanks for joining me for Perkstream on October 12th, 2022. We're not going to cry forever. So, hey there, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining me here on Perkstream. As we've been in this season of lament, I know some people have found it very meaningful. In fact, we've had a couple visitors at church who have joined us during this season, and they went, "Wow, that was just amazing. Thanks for doing that." But some of us might feel like, okay, well, we've been lamenting, and is there a time we're going to stop crying about things? And the answer is yes. A couple more Sundays of this, but yes, we will stop crying. In fact, it will be important for us to move from crying and lamenting to thanking and praising, because that's the nature of lament. Yes, we do need to take time to recognize things are just not exactly the way we think they should be. And you know what? It's not where we want it to be. But we also know that God is still in us and God is in control and He's still working in us. So I hope that you find that to be true as we continue to proceed through this lament season. And let me remind you of how that works out. I'm going to go to the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, something very familiar. And in that book, at verse 19 of chapter 3, it says, I remember my affliction and my wandering, the bitterness and the gall. I well remember them, and my soul is downcast within me. Similar to the theme of what we had on Sunday, right? Yet this I call to mind, the writer says, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. So, yes, right in the middle of Lamentations, there's even this word of hope. And it's amazing in a sense to say it's good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. So even though we may be weeping and lamenting, we find ourselves saying, it is, wow, good to wait for the salvation of the Lord, because the Lord's going to do something. The Lord is going to move. And what we are in a place to be or do is to say, I will wait for you, Lord. I will wait for what you are going to do. So I just want to encourage you. Short thought today. Let's wait quietly and patiently for the Lord to work. And let's move from lamenting to thanksgiving, to this hope that we have. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. We're not eaten up. We're not going anywhere. But the Lord himself is for us and with us, and he is acting on our behalf. Hey, I hope that you're encouraged during this season, and I hope that you will consider being part of the Talking and Planning Together weekend we're going to have October 22nd and 23rd. It's going to be led by Randy Haycock, one of our Mosaic Conference leadership ministers. He's also the pastor of Doylestown Mennonite Church. It is such an important weekend. Why? Because in the material that Randy's going to give us, it's going to give us a foundation and a template for how we talk to one another and make decisions together. Now, you may not think that that's a big deal, but as a church right now, we can use every tool and every angle that we can to really talk to one another. And then that will help inform our decisions. But here's the other thing. These tools are not just good for us as a church. They'll be good for you in work relationships. They would be good for you in your family. They will help you find ways to navigate relationships, similar to the way we were learning to navigate when we did I said this, you heard that. So I feel good that I'm going to learn some new things. I'm going to maybe even hear some things I've heard before put into a new context. So I hope that you'll join us for that weekend. And it's going to be that weekend where Randy also preaches that we're going to say, you know what? We're moving out of the season of lament. And on October 30th, we're going to transition to hope and thanksgiving. So I hope that you will join in the process of lamenting, remembering that the Lord's mercies are new every morning, and join us for these very important weekends of worship and learning together. God bless you. Have a great day.